up, you guys? Rasathiat here in Singapore. Thank you so much for joining me on the Night Owl podcast. You guys, I have been having a lot of fun talking to a lot of my clients and helping them through the 100 goals exercise, which means, big or small, redundant or silly, like however, it doesn't matter the size or the scope, but you need to write down 100 goals that you have for you. And it's a rolling list, so which means you run out of, 20 goals, but maybe you cross 3 or 4 of them off, which means you spaced up or release space for 3 more goals that you can write in. So it becomes this rolling list of things that you want to accomplish, and you feel good about the days that you get to cross something off the list. But these are things that are just for you. Whether it's a bubble bath or get your nails done, or maybe something as simple as treat yourself to a milkshake or ice cream date by yourself. Anything that helps you feel more like yourself. Things that you've always had this, this nagging want to accomplish. It could be bungee jumping. It could be rollerblading. Horseback riding. I would love to do horseback riding one day. But as you cross them off, you get a chance to, open up another space and add another dream to the list, because let's face it, we never stop dreaming, right? So as the exercise goes, I know that a lot of people start looking at love and what they would like out of love. We've had a lot of great discussions lately about what it means to have a great partner. What does that look like? What does a good relationship look like? And obviously it's easier to define what you don't want based on past experience than it is to define what you do want, because you haven't tried everything yet, right? We're not sure what all will work, but we're hoping that with enough time that, it could be ideal. But that also means that we're basing it off of the relationships around us and the things we like and don't like about those. And also, obviously, TV and movies, because we have plenty of examples there as well. So I've asked people, as they start bringing up love and relationships, what it is that they are looking for if they know. And if they don't know, what is it they're trying really hard to avoid? And as the conversation went, I started realizing that it would be great to align yourself with people that make you love yourself more. Not because they tell you, no, you need to love yourself more, but because when you're around them, you get to be this version of you that you love. And it's more of an excuse to kind of align with source, to be your best self. And so you kind of fall in love with the person or the side of you that these people bring out. Now, that might not be just romantic relationships. It could be family, friends, co-workers, people that kind of are accepting of you and are not judgy. So that means that you feel safe enough to express yourself the way you want to. And if they respond kindly, or they allow you to continue being that way, and it's not, harmful or offensive to anybody, but you feel good about who you are and they feel good about who you are too, you continue feeling this safe feeling of being able to express as you see fit. And I think that's really important for people to really grow well. I think being loved well means you have the opportunity to kind of spread your wings and really discover who you could be. I know a lot of times, especially with COVID, right, with the quarantines and the circuit breaker measures, all that stuff, being at home sometimes isn't the best place for you to kind of test those things, because maybe you have a lot of people in the house, or you don't have anyone in the house and you have no one to kind of springboard ideas off of. Maybe it's lots of people and most of them are judgmental, or they have a very specific idea of how you should act, and that's not how you want to act. And so there's a clash of titans there as well. So for the most part, I am hoping that as you dream, you find what makes you happy and what doesn't. And hopefully you've had a couple of examples of people where you got to be yourself and you loved the fact that you got to be yourself. Now, it doesn't always stay that way. Obviously, relationships grow and change and mature and stuff. But as they do, I'm hoping that most people are able to hang through the difficult times and kind of have like a battle-tested friendship, if you will. So you can actually see that no matter what, they're trying, their best to be around you still, and they value the relationship enough to be able to admit when they're wrong, or make amends if something happens and there's a disagreement or a misunderstanding. And so you understand where you get to be yourself and where you don't. A lot of times it's more often than not that you actually find people that you don't get to be yourself around. So maybe you try something one day. Maybe it's let me give you an example. I love to sing. I'm not saying that I'm a good singer, but I love to sing, and my voice is a little bit different than most females. And I remember the first couple of times that I sang in front of my first boyfriend, and he was like, "Ugh, don't do that because you sound like a man." And I was like, okay, now I hate my voice because he doesn't like it and I'm trying to keep his attention, right? So that took many years to undo until I got to this podcast and realized, okay, my voice isn't that bad and there are some people that do like it, but I had to take the chance and put myself out there and allow people the opportunity to judge me, to realize that most people don't. So it was difficult, but I realized that I muted myself because of something he didn't like, even though it was something I liked about myself. And so I started changing in order to please this person and keep them around, because I thought it was important to keep them around. See, for me back then, it was like, it was more important, that idea of, you go to a job and you stay with the job for 45 years. That's the definition of self-respect, because you were able to hang with that job for 45 years. But jobs aren't like they used to be anymore, and managers are definitely not what they used to be, and people have hidden agendas, and yeah, nothing is meant to last more than 4 or 5 years at this point. So it would have been okay for me to let him go when I started realizing that I was kind of shaving pieces of myself off to please him. But at the time, I thought people would look at me strangely or judge me for having given up so fast, or I don't know, maybe leaving him early would have meant that I had many boyfriends or many suitors, which is also a point of contention for people who want to judge females, especially Indian females, and how loose or how, what is the word I'm looking for? Flirtatious, or I don't know. Anyway, something about, my moral values, because I've dated so many people or whatever. But honestly, I haven't, and it's something that I'm not built for. I don't think I'm the kind of person to date around. I'm not girlfriend material. I'm a wife. I think I've always been a wife. But yeah, besides the point. When you realize that there are some people that you have to adjust yourself for, or you can't be all of yourself, you start to become bitter and regret some of your decisions, but you're still putting that that importance on keeping their attention, because you don't want to start over again. You don't want to go through the whole getting to know you process with somebody else, because it was painful enough the first time around, right? So for the most part, when I go through these dream qualities, people talking about relationships and what they would like, what love should look like or feel like, I keep telling them you should discover people that allow you to fall in love with yourself. It's almost like, I like who I am when I'm with this person and it's comfortable, and I get to be more of the quirky, fun person that I know that I am. And that's more of the experience that I'm looking for. And that's actually part of the dreams for a lot of these people. They want to be more of that fun, childish side of themselves, because they maybe had to grow up too fast, or they're in a position right now where they're too old to act childish anymore, and the adults around them are expecting them to kind of level up and keep that, or maintain that, level of decorum and proper behavior, whatever that means. So when people start asking about, relationships and love and how to exert your own independence, like not in a bossy, like in your face kind of way, but I want to be myself just as much as you want to be yourself, and how do we do both without offending each other or without encroaching on the other one's space? So these are the things that kind of come up in the course of conversation, and I love that, because it gives you the opportunity to realize that there are relationships, there is the possibility of a relationship out there that would allow you to be all of yourself. Whether you are happy one minute and not so happy the next, whether you are the kind of person that is a go-getter and the other person isn't, but they're going to allow you to be that because they know that this is who you are and they love that about you. This is how we inspire each other, because we allow each other to do the best that we can at all times, and there is no judgment, there is no restriction or expectation that would reduce your movements, or restrict your movements. And I think that's really beautiful. So I would love to encourage you guys to seek out those interactions, those relationships, friendships that allow you to express who you are. Sing at the top of your lungs, dance like an idiot around the room, make silly, not imitations, but do impressions of people. Like if you want to, dress up and do silly TikTok videos, any of those things that make you feel alive and childlike and full of wonder and excitement, and where you don't have to pretend that you don't have a reaction to stuff, where you don't have to like stifle your excitement or your surprise. you just get to be. You get to really experience all of your emotions and all of the fun of life, because there's plenty to experience that's not so fun, so why not, right? And if you can find people that will allow you to do that, your tribe, your kind of people, even better. And honestly, I know that Abraham Hicks talks about, aligning with source, and the best relationships are the ones that allow you to experience happiness and joy, because you always have that in you, but it's the people around you sometimes that either allow it or don't allow it. They restrict your movements, like I said, or you have to be a specific way in order for them to hang around you, or for you to keep their attention. So these are the things that I've been discussing with people at length lately, and I thought it would be helpful for you guys to hear that as well and consider it, because what is life without some human interaction and the chance to just be yourself, to really be vulnerable and be all of who you are, and allow people to really see you so that they can really learn how to love you. And there's nothing more important than that, honestly. And I'm also scared usually, but I try my best to just be and allow. It's not the easiest, because my masculine side really wants to just take action and cut people off before they have a chance to cut me off, because I am scared of rejection and I am scared of being abandoned. But I would rather not be, and the only way that I can prove that it's not going to happen is to take that chance and to be vulnerable and to show up as myself and allow people to either gravitate closer or drift further away. And I'm learning that that is a natural part of life and I don't have to control it. And it's for my own good when they drift away. So I hope this helped you guys. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below, and I will catch you again soon. All right, bye.